I am your host, Leah Dunlap, and you are listening to the Oracle on Purpose podcast, where we help intentional leaders clarify their purpose and next steps to create a work and life of significance.
What is that thing that holds you? What holds you hostage? What holds you from moving forward? What blocks that next step? Well, I'm calling on tonight because I spent the whole day in a mastermind with my clients. And this was part of the topics we spoke about. So I thought, these are very talented, passionate people who are, most people would look at them from the outside, of course, always, and think that they're secure and confident and engaged and exciting and doing wonderful things. They couldn't possibly ever feel like this. And yet it's true. I believe that the people that I work with, the leaders that I work with, because their visions are so expansive, because they are so tied to not just themselves and small-minded, they're really global. They're really meant to impact society as a whole, that there is an even bigger pushback that can happen around the idea of moving forward, like stepping into that big expanded vision. And as we were talking about this concept and looking at what some of those reasons or what some of those things are that could be literally holding you hostage, a word came up. And the word that came up, it really hung in the air during the meeting. And that's why I thought it's not just, one or two people that experience this. It's probably many people. And those individuals who are holding themselves back from delivering something that they were the only ones who can deliver. Right? That's one of the clients said, I realize that I'm the only one who can deliver what I deliver the way I deliver it. How important then is it to figure out those things that are basically holding you hostage from moving fully into that expression? That's what we're going to talk about in just a moment. So if you know anyone who this might apply to, this is the time to nudge them, bring them on over. Hello, say hello. Feel free to engage and let me know, what are the things that maybe you just think are holding you hostage? Maybe you're not really sure, but you feel like, you do get that moment when you have this great aha and you realize, yes, that's it. That's the thing I want to do. That's the thing I'm meant to do. So my heart sings for this. Another client said, it brings me to tears to think about actually creating this goal. Can you imagine then not following through, not achieving it? So as I mentioned, there's a word that came up while we were working on their projects today. And I noticed that it was weaving itself, literally weaving itself through the conversation. And so I want to share that word with you. And I want to let you know that if, as you're listening to this, you see yourself in these words, you feel like there's a part of you that's pulled to shake your head and say, I know that feeling. I know that feeling of just being on the edge, the precipice, right, of a next level or a next expansion, and standing in the doorway just between where you are now and where you want to be. You balk. You slide back. You sink down. You shake it off, maybe. One of the analogies I used was, we were talking about how natural it is for life to want to grow, to create. We're meant to expand. And that in that way, very much like nature, isn't it interesting that we fight what it takes to expand? We fight what it takes to expand. And that might look like turning down an opportunity because we don't think we're ready yet. And I had a great teacher and someone that I respect made a statement during one of her sessions or meetings, and I thought that's a beautiful thing to say. Like, if an opportunity arises, it means you're ready. Like, the world is giving you these opportunities on purpose. And of course, yes, exactly. Now, are we ready to take action when the opportunity arises? Are you ready? When you put a call out there to the universe for something you want, or a way you want to be, or something you want to create, and all of a sudden things start falling into place, are you ready to receive? Not just to receive. Let me go even one step further. Are you ready to engage? Because it's not passive. It's not a passive experience. Creation happens through us. We have to act on it. We have to receive the message and send it back, right? It's a call, it's a response, it's a reverberation. And that's kind of where we started talking about this one word. So if you haven't yet, go grab a pen or a pencil. You'll probably want to write this down for yourself. I know that the people that were watching today and were in the mastermind did, because we were like, yes, this is it. This is one of those little nuggets of inspiration that can come when we're playing in this field of creation. And when I love the fact that we engage in these conversations about that expansion and that bigger vision, and we're honest about who we are and where we are and what we've been doing to try to fulfill that, these kinds of moments happen. And as I mentioned, it all kind of centered around this one word. And this is the word. Betrayal. You probably imagine right now, like, whew, the weight of that word, right? Betrayal. And how that looks in this instance is that when we have truly have something significant that we absolutely know we were meant to do more, to bring more about, to do more with our talents and our gifts, and we don't, and we hold back, or as I said, get to that, just to the edge of the pathway through, and we turn back or we shrink down. Betrayal. It's a betrayal of the very essence of who you are. It's a betrayal of the purpose you were born to fulfill. It's a betrayal of who you really are. It can look also, if we're not paying attention, like humility, right? That's enough. I should be comfortable with. And yet, secretly, perhaps, we absolutely know that we are meant for more. In fact, you might see it, if you're listening to this, as a nudge, a calling, an incessant, right, whisper of what could be. 26 years ago, when I started this work, I stepped into one of my first sessions at a church in California, and I was working with a group of women there with the Power Plan program that I'm doing right now, the Purpose and Prosperity Accelerator program. And I said to this group, if the words "if only" pass your lips more than a dozen times today, That's a sign. When you are pushing away that thought that it could be better than this, because you have a false sense of humility that somehow you shouldn't want more. It's greedy. That's betraying the truth of who you are. That's the betrayal. It says as if this inclination, this divine kiss from the universe, right, on your heart isn't true, isn't real, isn't worthy. Right? That feeling. That's the lie. And it's a lie we tell ourselves, hence the betrayal. The turning away from the very essence of who we are to make some supposed other comfortable around us. Phrases like, too big for your britches, boastful, proud, loud. If those are words that other people have used to describe, or more importantly, if you fear other people will use those words to describe you. And so instead, you become overly humble. You bend over backwards to appease the others. You don't speak up and share what's really on your heart. You do something expected of you, respectable. These might be things that you're doing if you are betraying who you really are. And when you go to bed at night, right? When you go to sleep for the very last time, the saddest part of it is you'll be the only one who knows really what that is. If you don't step forward and honor it just as it is, honor the calling, honor that big, expanded, juicy vision on your heart. Save the children. House the homeless. Make room for everyone at the table. Manifest incredible abundance. Whatever that seemingly wild and ridiculous idea is, there's a part of you that knows it's possible. And amazingly enough, you hold the key to making it so. And if you haven't yet gotten the courage to walk through that final gate to the next level, I can help you. That's what I do. Not only have I helped clients see the path to that gate, but shown them how to harness their own courage, their own natural alignment with that vision. So that whatever that expanded vision was that always felt way over there, suddenly it becomes their living, breathing reality here and now. I speak of these betrayals because I know them personally. I was definitely the kid who was told that I was too loud. I took up too much room in the room I walked into. Too much focus. Too bright. Too big. Too bold. And for far too long when I was younger, I decided that that wasn't safe. People wouldn't like it, wouldn't like me. And I was even speaking to that today on the call and saying, look, I reached a point in my life where I realized it's not worth it anymore to not be who I am. This is me. No more betrayals. Honoring. Holding space for myself and others like you. To be who you are. To never have to betray your heart's calling again. If this speaks to you, I'd love to talk. Let's see if we can help you get through that gate so that you can really feel aligned with your purpose. And you can push past all those upper limit thoughts, and your expanded vision can absolutely become your reality. Thanks for watching. I'm Leah Dunlap, the Oracle on Purpose. Trust me, you are here on purpose.
Thanks for tuning in to the Oracle on Purpose show. If you found value in this episode, we'd appreciate you leaving a comment. Also, you can subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't yet. If you'd like to get clear on your highest vision and next steps, go to oracleonpurpose.com. See you next week.